Okay, everybody, welcome to TSFS, the first sort of live back episode since the Christmas break and the New Year's break. I was off for 2 weeks, although, I popped in and out. We did an interview with Ashley Darby, Real Housewives of Potomac, which was so good. And I was so glad to have her back on because I know I have said this and I've talked about it, but she's actually a friend of mine outside of work, outside of being on air and all that stuff. And we kind of had this falling out about a year ago when Candace had first started coming on the show and really went in on Michael Darby. And as you probably gathered from essentially the interview with Ashley, that she's still not in a great place with Candace. I'm going to tell you, tomorrow I'm going to do a full pop culture show so we can break it down because of all the rumors, if Juan Dixon and essentially Robin Dixon are coming back or not coming back. I have to tell you, I feel like that show, I love A Mama's Boy. I'm addicted to that. I'm addicted to Welcome to Plathville, which I need to get caught up because I went to Maine. I'll give you my whole recap. So much to talk about on this episode. I'm revealing the gender of my child to everybody, okay? Also going to tell you about the best book that I read over my entire vacation. I'm so inspired. I think you're going to love this book. And then, why didn't you guys tell me about Yellowstone, the show? Why did you not message me all the time? We binged Yellowstone, and I feel like I could do a whole breakdown on this show. I'm obsessed. Is anyone else watching this? Okay, and producer Alyssa, I know, does not want to be probably on camera today at all in any way, shape, or form. She's shaking her head. Alyssa, have you heard of the show Yellowstone? She's shaking her head now. Okay, she can be on. We'll put her on at another time. This show is on Paramount, but it's also it's on Peacock. So it's on Peacock. My brother gets a Peacock Christmas subscription. We start watching Yellowstone. It is like Melrose Place meets The Sopranos meets The Wild Wild West. And Kevin Costner. Who knew? I'm addicted to Kevin Costner. I'll give you more of my thoughts. So that's what I'm going to get into on the show and just kind of get back in the groove. Ashley Darby, if you didn't listen to the episode, you should. One of our highest rated because I think of all the drama that's going on with the Housewives. She reveals a ton. Here's my prediction, obviously, and Monique left the show since we went on vacation. I'm really sad about that. I've not spoken to Monique personally. I'm not surprised, though. I will give you this little tidbit of information before I get into some personal things. The last couple of times I've seen Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels, I have to say, they did not seem thrilled with the production company. They didn't seem thrilled about recording. They seemed like they were irritated with the way that the direction of the show was going. And that was while they were recording season 5. So I'm not shocked that she's leaving, but I am disappointed because in a way, I don't know how you all feel about Potomac, but in a way, I kind of feel like then... Not that it's Candace versus Monique, because I love both women, but I kind of felt like she just they gave up. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? And it's the best television show out there, with the exception of Yellowstone. And I love A Mama's Boy and Welcome to Plathville. Okay? It's the best of the best of the best. So I'll tell you more about my experience with Yellowstone. I can't believe you all hit me up and say that you watch This Is Us over Yellowstone. The fuck? I mean, this is what This Is Us should be. Anyway. All right, let me thank a sponsor and then we'll get in. I can't wait to reveal the gender of my baby. It's been a month since I put up the gender reveal. If you actually want to see the gender reveal, us revealing to our families if we were having a girl or a boy, you can go to my Patreon. You should become a member anyhow, because I'm going to be dropping a lot of great stuff in 2021, including all of my mindful eating podcasts that I've done. So I was so disheartened. I put out a podcast yesterday, patreon.com/The Sarah Fraser Show. Okay. It's $5 a month, or you can pledge. I think it's $50 for the year. I try to keep the price really low. Your money goes to help pay for my awesome producer, Alyssa. Also Gavin, who does a lot of the video editing work for this show. So your contribution makes a huge difference in keeping us having free shows that we're offering 3 days a week and video, while supporting them and supporting me. So patreon.com/The Sarah Fraser Show. You'll see the whole gender reveal video. We did a gender reveal cake for our family. We did a stashes or lashes party. You can see all that. But I'll tell you today what we're having finally, because it's been a month. And then yesterday, I was so inspired over the vacation. I had read a couple of weeks ago that in 2021, because all of us have been staying home with the pandemic, that they were expecting these WW, Noom, Keto, Atkins, all MetaFast, which I had never even heard of, but it's essentially just a diet company. They were going to be expecting record profits in 2021 because we've all been home and eating and drinking and people want a reset. This breaks my heart because I'll tell you this for free. And then if you want my details, I just put up a podcast episode where I talk about before you pay 1 cent, because it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. WW is expensive. Getting a fancy gym is expensive. I spent, honest to God, I really wish I had tallied it up because I guarantee it's about $15,000 from the age of 12 to 28 on diets, diet books, Weight Watchers. I did Weight Watchers twice, never worked. Worked short term, gained all the way back and more. So go to my Patreon and listen to that episode because I give you free tips, essentially what you can be doing for free at home to get control and get in your healthy place. I love posting. I'll tell you why I post before and after pictures, which intuitive eating and mindful eating enthusiasts often troll me for, but I'll tell you why it's important. And I just hate to see you get scammed. 95% of all diets fail. If you don't believe me, you should totally buy the book, Diets Don't Work. I tell people when people go, where do I start? Where do I start? Diets Don't Work by Bob Schwartz is one of the best books I ever read. It really breaks down what happens in your body, what happens to you when you start a diet. And when I saw that, I was like, the first quarter of 2021 on my Patreon, I'm going to be doing a lot of mindful eating. Podcasts, videos, workbooks that I used, because it breaks my heart to see people go back on these diets, lose 25, 30 pounds on keto, and then it's unmanageable. 95% of all people will gain the weight back within 3 to 5 years and more. If you don't believe that, also go and Google some of the Biggest Losers. Do you remember that show when it was on? Oh, it was a fucking travesty. Anyway, I couldn't even watch it. I was so depressed. But, those lots of individuals on that show lost 100 pounds and then they gain it all back. So anyhow, patreon.com/the Sarah Fraser. The gender reveal video is there. And also, if you want to know anything about mindful eating, or if you've just had it with diets and you're depressed at the thoughts of trying to, pay for a fancy gym or go to WW again, and I love Oprah so much, but anyhow. It's there. Let me also thank Rothy's. Guys, love Rothy's. They've been a longtime sponsor of the show. The best way to support me, the show, keep having free shows is to frequent our sponsors. And Rothy's is the best. Plus, they have new designs. I just saw their most adorable slip-on tie-dye shoes. I'm ordering those. I have some leopard ones, but now I want the Rothy's tie-dye. They're so cute. They were in pink and blue. I'm obsessed. So make your mark in the new year with comfortable, washable, and sustainable shoes and bags from Rothy's. I'm sure you've heard by now this company is making stylish, sustainable shoes and bags. That's right. They're carefully crafted with eco-friendly materials like repurposed plastic water bottles and marine plastic. Rothy's come in an ever-changing array of colors, prints, and patterns. Rothy's are available in a range of styles. As I mentioned, any high tops, slides, the bags are so great. You can throw them in the wash. I absolutely love my Rothy's, and I can't wait to get the tie-dye version. Rothy's shoes are seamlessly knit with thread made from plastic water bottles, so they're ultra comfortable as soon as you slip them on. That's right, there is zero break-in period. Vogue calls Rothy's a personal obsession, and Health says they're, quote, the most comfortable shoe on earth. I got to agree, they're pretty amazing. And they're machine washable, so if you wear them without socks, which I love to do most of the year, and you're not so keen on the smell, no worries. You just throw them right in the wash. Boom, they bounce back. They're as good as new. Check out the amazing shoes, bags, and masks available right now at rothys.com/Frage. That's Rothys, ROTHYS.com/Frage. Of course, use my code. You get free returns, free shipping. Style and sustainability meet to create your new favorites. Head to rothys.com/Frage today. Boom. And you can use my code and you'll find out all the details there. They are amazing. So use Rothy's. We love them. All right. So I wanted to start with, and I'm also going to tell you about a great book that I read over the break. I think I'd mentioned that. So I know a lot of you have been asking and inquiring. You're very excited about our baby news. So are we. I actually just went this morning, had my 25 and a half week check-in with my OBGYN, and I'm apparently gaining too much weight. I had a lot of sugar cookies over the break. Because, now they tell you that they only want you to gain 30 pounds, period. Well, I'm up to like 24 or 25 pounds that I've gained, and I'm heading into the third trimester when you gain the most. So girl is ready to blossom over here, So they were like, hey, if, you can start backing off the cookies and the snacks. I'm like, okay, thanks. I'm beginning to feel it too, I've actually felt amazing throughout this entire pregnancy, knock on wood. And today I had to do my gestational diabetes test, which, you have to like drink this like kind of flat, it's almost like flat soda. And it was fine. We'll see what my results are. I'm kind of nervous because last night I had pasta. This morning I woke up to eat oatmeal. And then last week I ate like 100 Needhams that my mom made. So I'm thinking this shit, like, why didn't anyone tell me I could have like fasted for a day? That might have helped this glucose test. I'm really hoping I don't have gestational diabetes. I'm sure a lot of you like watching ladies that have had babies probably have been through it. And there's no symptoms. Like you don't even know you have it. They just have to take a blood test. And then if your blood sugar comes back high, you got to go in for like a 4-hour test where they draw your blood like every hour. Are you kidding me? And currently right now, my blood is like sugar cookies. So, at this point, I'm going to have to like go in and do this 4-hour test. Anyway, pregnancy so far has been really good. I can't complain at all. It's, aside from like excessive gas, the gas is so embarrassing. And it's actually gotten to the point that I think Schman like doesn't really want to have sex with me. It's really, I have to initiate all sex right now. And, he says, oh, I just want to make sure you're comfortable. I just enjoy our producer, Alyssa, just like zoomed in on a picture of Schman's face that looks like he's, okay, wait, I don't have COVID. But anyway, it looks like he's smelling a fart. And you guys know this about our relationship. We've been together 8 years. We never burp or fart in front of each other. And now, it's like I'm a gas bag. Honest to God, I get up. I just have like root toots everywhere. It's the only thing, this child, the gas is unbelievable. So poor Schman, we went from never farting in front of each other to now. Honestly, if I worked at a Taco Bell, that's like what I'm auditioning for currently. So without further ado, and maybe this is why we are having a little boy. So did little boys, and most people, by the way, have guessed that I'm having a girl. Sorry, it's a little boy. And I have to tell you too, I think last year, you guys know I went through my molar pregnancy, miscarriage and everything. And I have always said like, I really want a daughter, and I still want a daughter. I still, I really want to have like a son, healthy child is number one, son, daughter. So last year, I think I was fully prepared to have gender like disappointment if we were going to have a boy. And by the way, my molar miscarriage was 14 weeks. That was a little boy too. So, and of course I wasn't even thinking that anything could go wrong. I was thinking, oh, no, there were no signs that anything was wrong. This pregnancy is going to be great. What am I going to do if they tell me I'm having a boy? I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to have gender disappointment. How am I going to handle it? I don't want a boy. Of course, after you have an experience like that, you're like, I don't give a shit what gender it is. I just want this child to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I never want to have a hemorrhage like that again. So now we're so much more excited. We're like, okay, little boys sound awesome. Everybody says that they're amazing. I will tell you, and maybe this is why I'm a gas bag, this kid moves all the time. And the doctors keep telling me like, oh, just get ready. This probably means that this kid's going to be super active. He gets up at like 3 a.m. every night, like punching and kicking me. And he's only like 1.25 pounds now. He's only like 25 and a half weeks. I'm like, what is this kid going to do when he's like 35 weeks? So here we go. So we are having a little guy. You guys have asked me, and please, you do not need to buy me one dingle dangle thing, but more people have inquired about my baby registry than they ever did my wedding. No one gave a shit. The people were like, oh, you're getting married? Okay, great. best wishes with that. I'll send you a card. But for some reason, people want to buy me something for the baby. So, okay, great. I didn't think anybody would, but I've had more DMs. Where's your baby registry? Where's your baby registry? Can I send you something for your baby? So we did one at Bye Bye Baby. You can go to buyebuybaby.com, hit registry. It should be under Sarah Fraser or Dan Rabin. And again, you do not have to buy us anything. But yet people seem very, they really want to buy this kid something. So look, I need some diaper rash cream, okay? I need some glass bottles because this kid is not drinking out of plastic. And you guys gave me all your feedback on that. I'm going with the glass bottles anyway. Do they occasionally leak? Yeah. All right. Are they heavy? Sounds like absolutely atrocious. Sounds like this kid is going to be like, it's going to weigh a ton. So, but I'm getting the glass bottles. It's all there. I'm going to do one on Amazon, and I might do one. I might actually do one too, like at Nordstrom's Rack. They seem to have really cute clothes. So I'll do that. Yesterday, if you were following my IG story, Dan and I went to Bye Bye Baby to check out the strollers and check out some of the stuff. And the woman that helped us was phenomenal. We were like asking all these questions because here's the thing I can't figure out about this baby thing, right? With these damn baby strollers. And I'll be honest with you. I don't really care. I have all hand-me-down clothes. People have given me 0 to 6 months, so many hand-me-down clothes. So I don't have to buy him like a thing. Okay, right? But I'm sort of obsessed with like a stroller flex, okay? I really want the designer stroller. Now, why? We're in a fucking pandemic, okay? Where am I going to go? I'm going to push this around downtown Leesburg with that guy that's walking his fat cat. I mean, there's nobody to impress out here, all right? Yet I want the Uppa Vista baby stroller. If you've seen this goddamn thing, it's like $1,400 once you buy like the car seat attachment. You've got to buy like the cup holder attachments. You got to buy the whole thing. And what it has is a bassinet in it. And I keep saying to myself, why do people want the bassinet? So when I went to, I didn't get it. I don't understand it at all, okay? So I go to Bye Bye Baby and I ask the woman and she goes, I said, look, I'm sorry. We're like first-time parents. We don't have any kids. We don't understand like what's going on. And she's like, I could tell. And I was like, she was so like serious, but so funny. And I'm like, why do people have this fucking bassinet? Is this just for show? And she goes, no, you want to lay your child flat. If your baby falls asleep in a car seat, they're only supposed to be in a car seat up to like 2 hours before they need falling asleep, before they need to actually get out and stretch. Did you all know that? So with the bassinet, the reason they have that is then you can lay them flat and they can sleep in there for like 3 hours if they want. I had no goddamn idea. I thought all these like mom bloggers and influencers were getting this baby Vista or whatever shit because they just wanted this like new school bassinet. It turns out it serves a purpose. I had no clue. That woman was hilarious. And then she said to me, because then they bring out the colors that you want, right? So you'll see this on our registry. If you want to get me some, put $25 to that, okay? That's it. Because I'm buying myself one luxury item. Because I mean, really, our relatives, my amazing brother and sister-in-law, my aunts and uncles, friends, people have given us a lot of stuff. So I have a ton of pre-owned stuff, which is great, right? I plan to pass it all on. So I'm like, all right, I want this nice stroller. I want this nice stroller, and I want this damn snoo, which is a bassinet that like rocks the kid to sleep. So the woman brings out all the colors that you can pick for your stroller, right? And so Dan was like, what color do you want? And she's like, wow. She's like, most of the husbands never say that to the wives. They're very particular about the color of stroller that they want. Did anyone know this? What? I guess in a way, I'm amazed by the evolution of men that now they care, like they're involved parents that they care about the stroller color. But I'm also like, I don't even think, it's so funny to me because when I was growing up, I think my mom always tells the story that my dad never even changed our diapers, let alone gave a shit about the color of the stroller. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, no, it's the number one fight we have here at Bye Bye Baby, the color of the stroller. And the men have really serious thoughts. They do? Guys, if you're listening, why did you care so much about the color of the stroller? And why did you argue with your wife or your partner? Do you, can't they just pick it out? I'm mind blown about this baby business. I'll tell you right now. And this shit is so expensive. Oh my God. It's insane. I thought they didn't need that much. I mean, back in the day, like, didn't they just like pop out the kid and wrap it in a bunch of blankets and then it just wore hand-me-down clothes? Why does it need all this shit now? Like an owlet thing that like keeps track of its like blood pressure and oxygen level that you're supposed to tie to its foot? And then like you check in on it with the app? What? My kid right now is going to be so goddamn monitored. It's like, Lord, it too won't be able to have gas without like Dan and I flipping out. I got to tell you, this Uppa Vista though, this baby stroller, it's looking like good. And if I want to have number 2, if I want to pump out number 2 at 40, there's extra room for it. So, I was up in Maine on my vacation. It was such a great break. So nice to get away. Didn't do a thing. I don't know about you guys. I've had a million COVID scares in my family on all sides. Doesn't it suck? Like you're going along. You think you're doing everything right. We got tests. And then somebody calls, oh, by the way, so-and-so's cousin has COVID. And you're like, fuck, I just saw them 2 hours ago. And, pulled down my mask 18 times to drink like water because of my expanding belly. I don't know about you guys, but now I'm quarantined all the time because everybody I know, like so many people are testing positive for COVID. It sucks. And I'm trying to avoid this damn disease, like this virus, like the plague, because they don't know how it interacts with pregnant women. So in Maine, I couldn't do much. I did a puzzle like an 84-year-old woman. And then we watched Yellowstone. I want to tell you about this book that I read that's an absolute like must for you. And then we binge watched Yellowstone. It is such a great show. It's not Kevin Spacey. Why am I saying that? Oh my God, who's the actor in Yellowstone? Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, hold on, I'm Googling. It is the best. In season 4 is going to be out this summer. You need to, Kevin Costner, thank you. Okay, Kevin Costner is in it. You have to watch the show. It's so good. It's the best drama on television. Is it realistic? Absolutely not. But this show was addicting. My mom was obsessed. Every day we'd get on the sofa at like 4:00 and then start watching it. I'm telling you, it's a bunch of rednecks out west and they're fighting over this land. I would have sold it like 10 times over for the money because like it's obviously worth, I don't know, $100 million. I don't know why they're fighting so hard and murdering all these people to keep it. But anyway, it's great drama. I love the acting. The chick that plays Beth in this, okay? Beth Dutton. Beth Dutton, I think, is the most dynamic female character on television. She's like evil, but she's in love with Rip. She's like soft. I don't even want to give away all the things, but I wish you guys had told me about this. Instead, people DM me about This Is Us all the time. And let me tell you, the way This Is Us ends every single episode is like tears. And goddamn Jack, the dad, just like keeps coming back from the dead over and over and over. Well, guess what? No one's coming back from the dead on this one. A lot of people are dead, though, for sure. Yellowstone season 4 out this summer. I can't even wait. It's such a great show. I also read a really good book. Definitely as a mom, or mom to be, it really is like people used to say this shit to me all the time. I'd be like, oh, mom chat. And then here I am, like, I can't wait to get on the podcast. I'm like, oh, let's talk about kids. It's like, no, this cannot. I'm not becoming a mom show, okay? I still want to be Howard Stern. But I will say, I am sort of reassessing my priorities, right? Because once he's here, I'm going to have to do like a lot of other, just really get hyper organized. I'm going to have to spend less time scrolling TikTok on mindless videos that no one gives a shit about. So I read this book called A Woman's Worth by Marianne Williamson. Are you familiar with Marianne Williamson? You probably know her because she ran for president for the DNC. Or for Democratic Party she was trying to get the nomination. And she kind of went viral there, I think, for talking about like love and how, people, as government, we should lead like more with like love and compassion. And she's also like long time, I'm going to say almost like a Deepak Chopra, like spiritual advisor, spiritual teacher. So I was actually getting acupuncture in Michigan at my acupuncturist's office, and this book was on the table. So I pick it up, I start reading it, I'm instantly addicted. And I'll tell you what is so radical about this book. I can't recommend it enough. I don't think the dudes are going to be into it, but I'll tell you, she has an entire section on men and like toxic relationships and how women blame men. And she's like, we need to start looking at men as like the wounded, hurt young kids that they really are. And she's like, once you start seeing men through that perspective, it changes everything. And I'm like, oh my God, it's true. When you go to couples therapy, you realize how vulnerable and how like hurt and how much trauma men have suffered too. But we sort of blame them for all their actions. And look, some of them deserve the blame. Absolutely. But what's so radical about this book and why I'd love to, I want to have her on as a guest, is she talks a great deal about how we are now in a society where people like don't want to really celebrate and be fully joyous because they feel that when they share their trauma or their depression or how like their life isn't great or filled with abundance, it's more relatable. And she actually says, like, whether you believe in God, the universe, whatever, that truly we are meant to be absolutely happy, like radical, joyous human beings. And when you do that, it actually creates a ripple effect where more people, it gives them permission to be happy and filled with joy. And I thought, oh my God, it's so true. Like I don't know. Sometimes I think I don't share everything good that's going on because it's almost like you feel guilty because you know people are suffering. So who am I to be like sharing, oh my God, pregnancy, for example, right? I've had the best pregnancy. I had some morning sickness. I've had like a few bumps in the road. Like obviously I put witch hazel toner on my butthole at one point when I had like a minor hemorrhoid. I mean, I've done some stupid stuff, but I'm having like a great time being pregnant. Short of I'm out of breath. I'm sure you've recognized that on every podcast now. Like, hook me up to oxygen for God's sakes. So she goes into depth about this, about being radically joyous and like sharing everything that's good and getting in a mindset of like everything that is good and everything that happens to you is happening for you and fully sharing that day after day. And I'm like, oh my God, what if I did that? Well, I guess, I don't know. Would the audience hate me? I mean, because I kind of want to live like that. But lots of times I put on there, I always put my struggle and I'm like, yeah, there is struggle, but so many things are better than maybe even what I'm portraying, but I feel like it's more relatable to be sort of like, wow, this happened and this happened. And she says it's kind of this phenomenon that the internet has started. The book I can't recommend enough. It's called A Woman's Worth, Marianne Williamson. She originally wrote it in the 90s. I think it's been updated a bit over the years, and she's written several other really good books. And I think you'll be blown away. And she just talks about how women you're going to be criticized no matter what you do. So start building your business, start being outspoken, start just, putting out your radical ideas because women are going to be scorned no matter what. And I'm just like, oh my God, the book gave me permission to do a lot of things. So I don't know if you're like I am, but I love always sort of soul searching and trying to become the best version of myself. And she talks about like owning your queenness. And I'm like, fuck yes, I'm a queen. I never even thought about that. And she talks about the princess complex that a lot of women have gotten over the years and men have sort of fostered as well, where it's like, not that we shouldn't rely on other people, but it's kind of this like whiny. And I'm like, I know so many princesses. And she just talks about how women have kind of also played into that. Guys, it's such a great book. If you're into self-exploration and for women, you're always trying to like find your strongest voice. And I think it's so important now because we see over and over the internet mobs that happen. And people are going to make mistakes and you're not always going to be right. But the backlash, I think, has kept a lot of people with very great ideas and sound ideas and people that are in the middle politically and it's kept them offline because they're really afraid of the backlash. So the book is empowering. I can't recommend it enough. It was so, so good. So anyway, I wanted to share all those things with you, kind of get caught up from the break. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a full pop culture show. We're kind of easing back into things. I've got a long list too of guests that you guys have suggested. So I want to get more people on for sure. But anyway, wanted to give you some updates. I hope you had a great New Year's. I have no New Year's resolution to share with you because I don't make them anymore. Sorry. I don't. I think it's my anti-diet mentality. For so many years, I made that commitment like, okay, January 1, that's it. I'm going to be on a diet. And then by January 15th, like all hell had broken loose. So now I'm just like, okay, how do I just want to become the best version of myself, live in joy. So other people are like, fuck yeah. If that bitch can do it, so can I. There you go. Brand new show tomorrow. If you get a chance, go to iTunes and review the podcast. Hit 5 stars. Tell me what you love. You can search The Sarah Fraser Show. I'm on Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere podcasts are distributed. And, of course, my YouTube family. Love you. Bye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.